Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Math Vibes. Today in this video, we are going to learn about the meaning of congruence, of objects, of plane figures and of line segments and also of angles. Okay, and it will be our series of part 1 under the congruence of triangles which you learn from class 7 onwards. Let's go ahead. So first of all, let us learn about the meaning of congruence. What do you mean by congruence? होता क्या है congruence? Okay. So we will take the help of some an activity, okay, and we'll firstly understand what do you mean by the congruence of objects. Now objects are the things that we daily use, right? Okay, so let's do this activity. Now in this activity, you have to take any two name slips of the same type. Now you all must be having a name slip. If you don't have a name slip, you can take a visiting card or any playing card, okay, or any other game in which you have something like that. Okay, now what you have to do in that is, now once you have taken the name slips, or you can take the full packet also of name slips, it depends on you. Now here I have taken these two name slips of Chota Beam, right? Okay, so now if you take these two name slips, right, and what you do is, now if you try to put one name slip under the another, just the way I have done over here, okay, I have put one name slip under the another. Now is the second name slip visible? वो दिख रही है आपको जो अभी मूव करके उसके अंदर गई है? No, it is not visible because the second name slip, right, because this name slip has completely covered this name slip under it. पूरा exactly and completely ये वाली नेम स्लिप इसके नीचे मर्ज हो गई. यू आर नॉट एबल टू सी दैट नाउ. अब अगर आप देखोगे और अगर आपको नहीं पता कि हमने इसके नीचे लेके गए हैं नेम स्लिप को, तो आपको टॉप व्यू से यही लगेगा कि ये तो बस एक नेम स्लिप है, बट एक्चुअली इट इज टू नेम स्लिप्स. फर्स्ट वाली सेकेंड वाली के अंडर है, राइट, इट इज अंडर दैट. ओके, सो नाउ द सेम वे, join your hands to do namaste. Yes, you join your hands to do namaste. And what you will observe is, if you see from the side view or if you see from the top view, then you will notice that one hand of ours completely covers the other hand, right? And if you have a top view or the side view of your hand, okay, then you will observe that the second one is not visible. दूसरा नहीं दिख रहा, राइट? अगर आप उसको साइड से देखोगे नमस्ते को, ओके, नमस्ते करके साइड से देखोगे, you will join your hands and you will see from the side view, then you will observe that the other hand is not visible, right? That means the other hand has completely and exactly came under the second one. Okay, so now, so you have seen that one name slip or one hand covers the other name slip or other hand completely and exactly. Now this means that they are of the same shape and same size. Same shape and same size. See, अब ये situation notice करो that you have taken two name slips, okay, but now one is a little smaller, okay, than the other, and now that also will completely cover it. The bigger one, the बड़ी name slip छोटी वाली name slip को भी completely cover करती है, okay, but exactly cover नहीं करती. completely करती है, exactly नहीं करती. अब अगर किसी भी छोटी चीज के ऊपर हम बड़ी चीज रखेंगे तो वो उसको कवर तो कर ही लेगी, राइट? कवर तो वो हो रही है, पर हमें चाहिए कॉन्ग्रुएंसी मीन्स कि वो उसको कवर भी करे और वो एग्जैक्टली उसी शेप और उसी साइज की हो, ओके, तब हम बोलेंगे कि दो चीजें कॉन्ग्रुएंट हैं, राइट? अगर दोनों चीजें देखने में सेम है तो हम उनको बोलेंगे सिमिलर, ओके. इफ टू थिंग्स आर सेम इन शेप then they are called similar, but if two things are similar, same, in shape and size, then they are called congruent. Okay, then they are called congruent. उसके completely नीचे भी आए और exactly cover भी करे उसको. So completely and exactly. Alright, such objects are called congruent objects. Okay, such objects are called congruent objects. So now the two name slips or the hands which you have used, they are congruent to one another. एक दूसरे के congruent है. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है हमारा एक हाथ छोटा और एक हाथ बड़ा हो, right? They are congruent to one another, means they are same in shape and same in size. Okay, so congruent objects, they are exact copies of one another. जैसे आप xerox करवाते हो, ठीक है? They are exact copies of one another. Now let's see by this also. Now it is your turn. Okay, and now you have to say that whether the following objects that I am showing it to you, they are congruent or not. Okay, of course I will tell you the answers, but you first try to see all the images and you try to guess that whether they are congruent or not. And then if you will listen to me, then you will be able to know that you were correct or not. If you are correct, it will give you happiness. Then pat your back from my side. So the first image is this: the pages of your notebook or letter pad or book, are they congruent? Think. The second question for you is these cookies, okay, or you can say the cream biscuits, are they congruent? If you see it from the top, will they merge with each other exactly? These ATM cards, what do you think about that? ATM cards, visiting cards, right? And then these two toys. Now let me tell you the answer before I show you the next image. The first one which you have seen over here, yes, the pages of the notebook, they are example of two congruent objects. Okay, now the next one, these cookies, they are also congruent. And even if you see the one cookie only, if you take the cream biscuits or cream cookies, then the other one completely merges with the first one. You see it from the top, they seem to be one only, but actually they are two. Now these ATM cards, yes, they are congruent. But these two toys, what do you think? Are they congruent? No, they are not congruent. Because if I keep this one on the other one, then see, this guitar that he is playing will come over here. It will not match. If I want these two figures to be congruent, then they should be like this. These two toys to be congruent, then they should be like this one. These two, yes, they will be congruent. They will be congruent. These objects will be congruent to each other. See, the position of the guitar is on the same side, but here they were on the opposite side. So if I keep this first one on the other one, it will not merge. This side will come like that, which is wrong, right? So this is not congruent, but these two are, yes, they are congruent. Hope you have understood the meaning of congruence. It is two objects are said to be congruent when they are similar in shape and size. Let's move on. So let's learn about congruence of plane figures now. Okay. Now, while doing congruence of plane figures, here I have taken a star shape. You can take any shape or any figure you want. Alright. Now, if again, now this is one star, this is second star. Now, if I move the first star to the second star and it merges with the second one completely and exactly, just like here. Now, you are not able to see the first star. Are you? No, the first one has gone completely under the second one. So that means it covers the two figures, they cover each other completely and exactly, right? So that is what we mean by congruency of plane figures, that if one figure covers another completely and exactly, then they are congruent. okay, then they are congruent. So the method of superposition means what? ये जो हम अभी कर रहे हैं ना कि एक को दूसरे के नीचे रखना, right? This is called the method of superposition. और ये भी होता है कि जैसे आप ट्रेस कर लो, ट्रेसिंग पेपर से, ओके, ट्रेस करके एक के ऊपर एक फिगर जो नीचे बुक में या कहीं भी बनी है उसके ऊपर ट्रेसिंग पेपर रखो और अगर वो उससे मैच हो जाए, ठीक है, तो इसको बोलते हैं द मेथड ऑफ सुपरपोजिशन, ओके। तो द मेथड ऑफ सुपरपोजिशन एग्जामिन्स द congruence of plane figures, okay, and the sign of congruence, yes, very important, the sign of congruence is this, is equal to sign और उसके ऊपर ऐसे कर्व से, okay, this is the sign of congruence. Now we will learn about congruence among line segments. अब line segments की congruence क्या है? Same. Two line segments are congruent if they have the same length. अब दो line segment एक दूसरे के को कैसे cover करेंगी completely और exactly? अगर दोनों same measure की होंगी, right? So that means अगर मेरे पास एक line segment है, if I have a line segment which is of 10 centimeter, then it will merge with the other line segment only if the other line segment is of 10 centimeter. So yes, दोनों का measure same होगा तो ही वो congruent होंगी. तो अगर line segments measure कब होती हैं? जब उनकी length same हो. Remember, line में हम measure नहीं लिखेंगे, line में हम लिखेंगे length. Okay, so two line segments are congruent if they have the same length. One is of 10, the other is also of 10. Okay. Now let's move on. Now let us see. See, we can write like this also, na, that measure of AB, measure of AB will be equal to measure of CD. That means they have the same length. Now let us learn about the congruence of angles. अब angles कब होंगे? When will the angles cover each other exactly and completely? Same method. When they are of the same. Let's see. अब angles में क्या होता है? Measure ही होता है ना? तो right, when they are of the same measure. So two angles are congruent if they have the same measure. दोनों का अगर measure same हो, अगर दोनों का angle same हो. Also, अगर इस तरीके से बोलें कि दो एंगल, अब देखो क्वेश्चन किसी भी टाइप से आ सकता है. ये भी आ सकता है कि when are the two angles congruent. तो ये भी आ सकता है कि if two angles are of the same measure, then dash, then what will you write? They are congruent. Okay, it can come in both ways. Same for line segments also and same for figures also. Now let's see. See what we have done. अब ये जब लिखते हैं कि दोनों एंगल का मेजर सेम हो तो उसको लिखने का मेथड ये है. Whenever it is written like this कि m and then angle ABC and m and angle XYZ, तो इसका मतलब है measure of angle ABC is equal to the measure of angle XYZ. Okay, that means if I want to make these two angles equal, suppose for example I have taken 120, the measure can be any, both are equal or both are congruent when they have the same measure. अगर एक 120 का है तो दूसरा भी 120 का है. Okay, so that's all about the congruence of objects, the congruence of plane figures, the congruence of line segments, and congruence of angles. Okay, in our next video we will learn about congruence of triangles and its congruency conditions in detail one by one. Thank you for watching everybody. Hope you have understood the concept of congruence well. Stay in touch for part 2. Bye. And if you are new to our channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Take care. Bye bye.